Americans love frozen pizza. We can't get enough of it. The US frozen pizza market is estimated to be worth more than $6 billion. Frozen pizza came onto the scenes in the 1950s, where a few folks started to produce frozen pizza at local markets. In the 1960s, they started to be mass produced and distributed on a national scale. Now, frozen pizza rose in popularity thanks to the invention of the microwave, making it possible for Americans to prepare a pizza in a couple of minutes. In the 70s and 80s, new freezing and packaging technologies led to the improvement of taste and texture, and we haven't looked back. A quick stroll down the supermarket aisle, and there are endless frozen pizza options: rising crust, stuffed crust, deep dish, French bread, hot pockets, bagel bites, pizza bites. We cannot get enough of it. So, which companies actually own all of our frozen pizza? Well, we took a look at 12 of the top selling pizza brands by annual revenue based on numbers last reported in March of 2022. Now, these are reported numbers and have not been verified with each company. But let's break it down. Nestle owns Giorno, Stouffers, Jack's, Tombstone, and California Pizza Kitchen. CJ Foods owns Red Baron, Freschetta, and Tony's. General Mills owns Totino's. And then for the independents, we have Newman's Own, Screamin Sicilian, and Home Run Inn. Number 1, DiGiorno's, $1.2 billion in annual sales, owned by Nestle. So DiGiorno is the dominant player in the market with close to 20% market share. It was launched by Kraft in 1995 to join the frozen pizza trend and took the market by storm. Its rising crust rivals the quality and taste of many pizza delivery options. DiGiorno reportedly pumps out 250,000 pizzas per day and have become synonymous with the saying, "It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno." In 2010, Kraft sold DiGiorno and its frozen pizza brands to Nestle. Heads up, you will hear Nestle's name quite a few more times in this video. Number 2, Red Baron, $569 million in annual revenue. Owner, CJ Foods. Schwan's launched the Red Baron frozen pizza in 1976, and it's one of the most long-standing brands in the United States. It can be found in more than 50,000 retail outlets, and they claim they can be found in 26 million households in the United States. CJ Foods, a Korean food conglomerate, bought Schwan's in 2019 and now owns Red Baron. Number 3, Totino's, $374 million in annual revenue, owned by General Mills. Totino's started as a takeout pizzeria in Minnesota in 1951. The family started selling frozen pizza in 1962, and it became the first big name in the frozen pizza category. The company was acquired by Pillsbury in 1975 as they were looking for a way to get into the frozen food category. General Mills acquired Pillsbury in 2001. Freschetta, $208 million in annual revenue, owned by CJ Foods. So we're back to Schwan's. Schwan's consumer brands launched Freschetta in 1996, a line of frozen pizzas with rising crusts. Within a couple of years, it quickly became one of the best-selling frozen pizza brands in the United States. In 2019, Schwan's was acquired by Korean food conglomerate CJ Foods for close to $2 billion. Number 5, Tony's, $167 million in annual sales, owned by CJ Foods. Tony's was started in 1960 by two brothers out of a little pizzeria in Salina, Kansas. In 1970, Marvin Schwan of the Schwan Companies bought the company to bring their pizza nationwide. Through innovation and new products, the Tony brand has stayed relevant for decades. Number 6, Stouffers, $103 million in annual sales, owned by Nestle. Stouffers started way back in 1922 in Cleveland, Ohio, as a chain of restaurants known for high-quality food. They entered the frozen food category in the 1950s and became best known for mac and cheese and lasagnas. Stouffers launched their French bread pizza in the 1970s, and it became a staple in many American households. The company was acquired by Nestle in 1973, and it remains a prominent brand in the frozen food industry today. Number 7, Jack's, $99 million in annual revenue, owned by Nestle. This Midwestern favorite started in 1960 in a garage in a small town in Wisconsin by a husband and wife. They started selling frozen pizzas in 1971, and Kraft Foods acquired the business from the family in 1992. It was then sold to Nestle as part of its purchase of Kraft's frozen pizza in 2010. Number 8. Newman's Own, 80 million in annual revenue, and the first independent on this list, owned by Newman's Own Foundation. Founded by actor Paul Newman and author A.E. Hotchner in 1982, the brand initially focused on salad dressings, with all of its profits going to charity. The product line expanded over the years, which included frozen pizzas in 1993. Newman's Own frozen pizzas are known for their high-quality ingredients and unique flavors. Number 9. Tombstone, 57 million in annual revenue, owned by Nestle. Another frozen pizza that was born out of the Midwest, this one out of a Wisconsin tavern in the 1960s, where two brothers were making pizza. They started making frozen pizzas for other local taverns and named the company Tombstone, as the tavern was located across from a cemetery. Tombstone grew significantly and was acquired by Kraft in 1986 to bring it national. Tombstone was then sold to Nestle as part of its purchase of Kraft's frozen pizza line in 2010. Notice the trend? Number 10. California Pizza Kitchen, 52 million in annual revenue, owned by Nestle. California Pizza Kitchen started in 1985 and grew into a chain of physical pizza restaurants, introducing the rest of the U.S. to California-style pizza and invented the original barbecue chicken pizza. In 1999, they licensed the brand to Kraft Foods, who was the manufacturer of the gourmet frozen pizzas. The license was then assigned to Nestle after it purchased Kraft's frozen pizza business in 2010. Number 11. Screamin Sicilian, 37 million in annual revenue, owned by the Palermo family of brands. Screamin Sicilian is one of the only family brands on this list. It all started with a husband and wife opening an Italian restaurant in 1969 in Milwaukee. The company started making frozen pizza in 1979 and eventually started making pizzas for other brands. The company makes a variety of innovative frozen pizza products and is now run by the second generation. Number 12. Home Run Inn, 32 million in annual revenue, owned by the Perino family. Home Run Inn is the second family-run brand on this list. Home Run started as a tavern serving pizza on the south side of Chicago in 1947. In the 1960s, they started selling frozen pizza to local grocery stores. The company continued to expand and now operates 6 pizza locations and has received nationwide distribution since 2022. Fourth-generation family members still run the business today. Okay, that was a lot of information, so let's sum it all up. 9 of the top 12 frozen pizza brands are owned by large, multi-billion-dollar conglomerates. This represents about $2.8 billion in annual sales. There are only 3 independent brands that represent about $149 million in annual sales. So we've just taken a deep dive into the frozen pizza aisle. What does this all mean? Well, conglomerates control 95% of the top-selling brands. It's hard to find exact numbers, but estimates we found in our rough math show that these large multinationals control a minimum of 70% of the entire $6 billion frozen pizza market. I think it's time for someone to come in and disrupt this market. You know someone who can do that? Tag them. Let's go. 2, 1, let's go!